Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Clark with Verus, Dino, and we're here to talk to y'all about what's going on in the past month. But before we get started, I want to say check out Gamers Vote. Check out the link below. If you haven't registered to vote and you're a gamer, definitely look at that website. Again, check out the link below and go to gamersvote.com. All right. So what's going on, Verus?
Oh, not much, man. Sun is doing what we do. We got Bravo back from training, and we also have Danny back again. He's ready to go at it. Check him out for Wig Wednesdays, and he's also back in the NHL league. So we're gonna see what's going on with that as well.
Okay. What about yourself, Donna? How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just playing me some Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Got me a Switch, started doing that, and also want to highlight Kavina. Kavina. Make sure you check her out. She plays some Red Dead Redemption 2 and some indie games. So if you're looking for a new game to play, definitely check her out.
You know what? I'm so happy you said that, because speaking of new game, I think this is a great opportunity for us to take the time to visit our childhood, our past, right? And let the people kind of get to know where we came from. So with that being said, I kind of want to ask you guys, what was the first game the first game system that you guys ever played, and what was the first game that you had on that game system?
Are we saying played or owned?
Owned. The first game system that you can go to sleep playing it and you wake up playing it.
Owned?
That thing.
Sega Genesis.
Okay.
It was Sega Genesis.
That's not bad.
First
That's not bad.
I had Sonic and like Mortal Kombat and a couple of other off-brand games, and then one day my cousin came through and just said, "Hey, you can actually have my Sega Genesis games." He had a ton of games. He had almost 30 or 40 at the time. Gave them all to me one weekend. He came to visit. Left them there. He left me the Pro Controllers with 6 buttons. It was great.
Okay.
It was great. I was whooping the shit out of people in Mortal Kombat after I got all those extra buttons. How old was I?
Yeah, how old were you?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9. I don't really remember. I just remember when he came through with that box of games. It was great. It was great. I didn't ask my dad for another game for the next year or two. It was great.
Hey,
I also wasn't as tuned in, and I wasn't sure about everything that was coming out because gaming news wasn't as prominent as it is now.
Right. No, I can't even be mad at that, man. Sega Genesis is a classic. Matter of fact,
I had every Sonic.
One of my homeboys from college, one of my teammates, I want to say not too long ago, I think maybe like 4 years ago or so, for his birthday, because he always was talking about Sega Genesis. I actually found one and got it for him. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I'm a good friend, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what I do.
I know. If you find another one, you can get it to me. You can get one for me if you find another one.
I mean, I never said anything about Genesis. I would have.
I'm just saying, my childhood. The nostalgia. Hook me up.
I got y'all. What about you, Donna? What was the first game you ever owned?
I mean, I remember owning. We had a computer, and I remember playing Final Fantasy 11. I think that was one of the first games I played, and then I owned an Xbox. So you have Halo, and I'm talking the original Xbox.
That's not that old. That's like what? That's what? At least the turn of the millennium. What the hell are you?
13 when I got it.
Were you born in the 2000s? Like what the hell?
03 maybe?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, someone tell us when the Xbox came out.
I'm talking about old. Now I played with my friend, old Sega, and I remember playing Paperboy and all those, games. But as far as owning,
that is a throwback. Yeah, okay, you get points for that. I'll let that one slide. Matter of fact, scratch that. Don't tell us when the Xbox came out in the comments, because she hit us with a throwback. So. All right, so Xbox. What was your first game? You said you owned a game?
Nah, man, I was interested in that. The original Xbox came out in November 15, 2001. I had to find
I knew it was the
truth. I wasn't in high school yet. I knew I wasn't.
Okay, so, whatever.
Hey, but you called it. Turn of the millennium.
Yeah.
You called it.
Hey,
pretty good.
But Final Fantasy, I wasn't always Dinocrackerz, but it was
Crackers
Powers
Dino.
and huh?
Was it Crackers Dino?
No, no,
Oh.
no. It was what was it? Yumi Star?
Yeah, Dinocrackerz is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is better.
Yeah, it is better.
I'm happy to be able to say that my entire video gaming existence online, I've always been Verus. I've never changed it.
I haven't changed mine either.
Golf clap.
Yeah. Hey, listen. It's a weird flex, but only few can say that.
That is true. That's another reason I like it.
That's why I stick with Dinocrackerz, even though I don't really like the crackers part. But you know.
Well, you know, dinosaur crackers are, or no, those are animal crackers, right? I don't think they are dinosaur crackers.
That's where I got it from. I liked animal crackers and I liked dinosaurs, so I was like, you know what, Dinocrackerz.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I'm not really a fan of animal crackers like that. I think they're kind of dry, but I mean, that's just my opinion.
No, the frosted ones, the pink and white frosted ones.
I mean, I can bust those down, but I mean, like, do they have the sprinkles on them? Because I like the ones with the sprinkles on them.
Yeah, the little sprinkles. The pink and white.
Yeah. I actually have some in my pantry. I might get some of those after this show.
Getting ahead of the game, huh?
Yeah. Anyway.
What was your first?
So my first game console was the PlayStation 1. And I'm not talking about that one that came out where it was like, I forget what they called it, like the Slim or something like that. Nope, it was that big old.
They called it
the
one.
No. They had two. They had two that came out though. They had the original one that was kind of, sharp corners, and then they had the other one where they made it smaller and like the corners were a little bit rounded. I didn't have the rounded corners. I had like the original sharp corners.
One.
If you run
big,
to that
thing on the top that flipped open, and all you could play in that motherfucker was games and CDs.
Yep. That's exactly what I had. And my first game was I think it was Tomb Raider. So, yep, it was Tomb Raider. So.
I remember that blocky Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Laura Croft, man. I had a lot of fun raiding tombs with her. So maybe that came out weird, but nevertheless, it was a lot of fun. So that was so I went from the PlayStation, and I remember my cousins, they had I think they had Segas. No, they had 64s. That's what they had. Or maybe they had both. Maybe they had Sega and 64s, but we played a lot of GoldenEye. That was one of my favorite games back when I was a kid. So I know that's not
good and make everybody mad. Just bow.
Yep. But I think
man.
I think it's cool.
Quick scope.
Yeah. And our job was a cheat, but I recently read that Amazon is looking at breaking into this space of game design and game development. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't think they have any growth from there. As far as they could make games, but not a gaming system. I think they could try making games with their budget and stuff like that. And they even have free games that they think they give away through Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I think games maybe, depending on what they do.
You give them a chance?
I'd give a game a chance because I have watched some of their videos, like their episodes and whatnot, and I enjoy Amazon Prime Video.
Mm-hmm.
But again, depends on who they bring on, how it's done, what games they're gonna do. A lot of factors in there.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Like the thing for me is, so when I think of Amazon, right, I'm like, you guys want to make games? Okay, cool.
Right.
Anybody can make a game. Any developer can come out of the blue. If you've got a good product,
okay,
you'll make it.
Right.
A lot of good studios out there putting out a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But they have to deal with their publishers. Amazon trying to get into the game and making games, developing games. I mean, they're going to be the next EA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, crank out this crap. Give it to him.
Mhm.
Give it to him so we can charge
Online
him these
purchases.
microtransactions. Here, link it to your Amazon Prime account so
Yeah.
that you can make a little more money, you know, so you can spend a little more cash. It's just, I think Amazon should stay in their fucking lane.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right. That's a hot take.
But,
Yeah.
hey, you know what, though? I will say this. If I had that kind of money,
Mm-hmm.
I, too, would try everything under the sun.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair.
from that standpoint, I'm not going to begrudge them, but I'm just saying it's hard to please gamers.
Yeah. No, that's very true. That is very
it's
true.
hard to please gamers, especially when they don't like you to begin with.
That's very true.
You
very
know
true.
what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, you know. I mean, but then again, I'm sure every gamer out here, half the stuff we use, we order on Amazon. So, you know.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So
And
I'll say,
again, I think if they put out, the first thing they put out has to be a hit.
mhm.
I'll put it like that. You do anything less than that, I just can't. I just
Right.
can't.
Mhm.
You know how many companies have tried to make video games? Like,
a lot of
A lot.
you
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
a lot of them.
Listen, Sony made their own system and was like, you know what, this was a terrible idea, and abandoned it. Something that realistically probably wasn't even a bad idea because the Switch is doing the same thing right now, but no one wants to hear that.
Right.
Sony would have stuck with it and really, you know. But just that's just what I'm saying. Like, it's not, this isn't an easy game to get into. Hell, half of the developers are remaking stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Remastered.
because it's so difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Amazon can take a shot. Hey, they make good TV.
Yeah.
So who am I to say they might not be able to do it? But video games are. It's
I
hard
feel
to
you.
please.
I feel you. Yeah.
But-
No. I think for me, you know, I'm gonna, if I had to put, you know, weigh a percentage on, I'm kind of 60-40. I think they might do all right just because of where, you know, I'm an Amazon Prime member myself, and I'm not just a fan because of the 2-day shipping. Although the 2-day shipping is nice, and sometimes you get it in one day. You know, just saying, it's pretty convenient. However, I will say that they took a series and made it a superhero series and its original content to the superheroes. So it's not DC, it's not Marvel, you
Yeah.
know. And The Boys, I felt, was a great show. And that's one of my favorite shows from Amazon. So seeing what they did with that, the creativity, the quality of production, I mean, they definitely have dollar signs to throw behind whatever it is that they're doing. And
That's
so,
why I was like,
yeah, you know,
you got
so
the
with
money.
that being said, I'm 60-40 on it. I mean, I think I'm not gonna say I don't mind it or I mind it. I'm gonna say that I am curious to see what they can do. And
Here's what I'll say. Let me ask you this.
what's
Let's
up?
say they put something out, right? And it's like, I need something that just came with all the hype. And it was just a letdown. I'm trying to think of a game.
Anthem?
Yeah,
Anthem had a lot of hype.
yeah,
Let's say they put out something like that
right.
for their first project. Then what are you going to say? We're all going to go, look, that's why you should have stayed in your own fucking lane. We're
I
all
don't think so. I don't think so. You know why?
Why
Because
not?
that'll be
Because
the
internet
first
won't
game.
do that?
No. It'll be because that's their first game. If your first game is Anthem, with the gameplay that Anthem had, the Anthem's problem was not the gameplay. It was the excessive load time and the story. If your first game is Anthem, you can only go up from there. But if your 100th or 1000th game is Anthem, like EA's is, then you're not going up. It's just like, yo, you've been here before. Like, you're just not listening. So that would be my take on that. I would probably be the one to say, hey, you know, this isn't that bad. It could be better, but for a first game,
So
not bad.
So just to make sure I understand, because it seems like you may be new here.
Mm-hmm.
The internet. If Amazon puts out a shitty game, it's gonna give them leeway, is what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is you got. So look, critics are gonna be critics. That's what I mean. Everyone's a critic, right? Everyone has their own opinion. But then you have the people who are just like closet consumers. So where the critics are talking that noise, the closet consumers are gonna be, they're gonna sit there and be like, well, 1 out of 10 is probably a 6, but that's an above average game for your. The thing is, you want it to be above average. If your game is above average for your first game, that's not gonna kill you because, well, I'm trying to think who a perfect example of this would be any of the basketball games. 2K when it first came out was not a great game.
Right.
It was not. Compared to Live, it was not. But the fact that Live has so many versions of Live and 2K came out with ESPN 2000 with AI on the cover, everybody was like, oh, this is a good, I don't want to play Live, but I like this. And then all Live did was, they kept working at it. So if your starting point is like, above average, then I say people, you got them closet consumers, man. 2K got here because of closet consumers, not because of, out the gate fans.
I'm going to agree with you there. But again, when 2K came out, Twitter didn't exist either. Neither did Reddit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Once again, I'm going to let you live in your utopia of, we're all going to be nice to this new thing made by a large corporation.
No.
Let me tell you something.
No.
If Amazon bombs their first game, it will be tarred and feathered in the Twitter streets.
All right, I'm going to say this.
It would be like Cersei after she had her hair shaved. It would be like...
I know, right?
It'll be just like that. Amazon stock would fall because of it. It would fall.
I'm gonna give you an example, a perfect example. When the DC universe came out, right? Their universe to combat the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Warner Brothers is a huge studio. They came out with Man of Steel, which when they came out with Man of Steel, they didn't tell you this was the setup to the DC Cinematic Universe. They were just like,
it was a good movie.
They were like, no, it got trashed. It was trashed.
I remember that, but I thought it was a good trashed. Movie.
See, closet consumer. So
I wasn't in the closet. I told people I thought it was a good movie.
So the movie got trashed, but yet we're 6 movies deep. We just came out with Birds of a Prey.
You're confusing ability to do something with the popularity of that something that you're doing.
Maybe, but I'm just saying. Suicide Squad should have killed that universe.
And yet,
here we are.
I were abundantly rich, I too would continue to crank out my terrible ideas to see which one sticks.
No, you want to know why? Because if it's affecting your bottom line, you won't. And none of their movies have affected their bottom. They've made nothing but money off of these movies. So if you sell a game as Amazon,
there's no bottom line for the truly rich, and there's no bottom line for Amazon.
I'm just
Amazon's bottom line is a country's budget.
I have to agree with. I'd have to agree with Clarke. I'd have to agree with him.
Take that.
I'm on that side of the fence because I think that regardless if it's a mediocre or they totally bomb it, they have the money to redeem themselves.
I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that the first product that comes out, it will be tarred and feathered on the internet.
I mean, people will pay attention.
The memes would flow.
I mean, absolutely. But
again, Amazon.
It won't be a one and done. It won't be a one and done. I don't even think they'll necessarily have to bounce back from it. I think if the game, a perfect example is Anthem. If Anthem's not hyped up, then Anthem's not that bad of a game. If you don't say we spent 10 years making Anthem the Anthem's not that bad of a game. So if Amazon has a Anthem-like game, right, and they've been creating, let's just say they've been creating this damn thing for 20 years.
And they put it out with 60 days notice.
Yeah, exactly. And they say, hey, we made this in a month, right? And then they put it out. Exactly. If they set the bar low for themselves and they come out with an above average game, like, look, man, Birds of Prey was not a great movie, but the bar was set so low because they said Harley Quinn's in this movie, and everyone instantly equated it to like, oh shit, here's another Suicide Squad. But then the movie was actually better than Suicide Squad. So if you look on all the different reviews, it's like an 8 out of 10, which is not deserving of an 8 out of 10. I don't know, Don. I know you saw it.
Because the bar again was already on the floor,
it makes it seem like it's even better than before, man. It's all gravy. It's all gravy.
Falling into the corporation's plans.
I personally,
all right, we need to demand better. If we allow Amazon to come in and do that, you know what's going to happen to companies like EA? They're going to say, "Oh, we knew we had a winning formula."
No. But see, here's the caveat, though. The caveat for Amazon is that no one is expecting good things from them. That's the point. You can't. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove. Think about it. If you're EA Sports and you release Anthem, guess what? You are a gaming company that gave us crap. But if you're Amazon that gives us Anthem, guess what? You are a mailing company that gave us a half decent game. That's the narrative. That's the narrative that they're giving.
We're really still going with the Amazon's a mailing company.
Listen, man, I don't agree.
We don't have the time to dig into this.
I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, man. I don't make the rules. Listen, if y'all feeling what I'm saying and what Dino's saying, let us know down below. If you're siding with Verus and you're saying, hey man, it don't matter if it's Anthem or Halo, I'm not rocking with.
If you're siding with me, say down below, Amazon is not a shipping company. Say that, and I'll know that me and you down there in the comments, we understand each other.
The cool thing about it is, if Amazon might create a game that might just be played in esports.
Well, now if you want to drag me around,
wouldn't that be something? They create the next best thing that's being competed in esports. You know, all the different high schools and stuff with their esports teams are now playing esports, and guess what? It's gonna say Amazon at the startup of the game.
See, that's what we're saying. No.
And then it's gonna say, look, and then it's gonna say Bungie or Activision shortly after, because Amazon's not gonna make the game. One of these people are gonna make the game, and Amazon's just gonna be like, hey, you sold the rights to this game, so we put our names on it. You know, it's crazy. But that brings me to my next topic, which is, do you guys think esports should remain or should become a varsity sport or a STEM program?
I think it should just stay a STEM program.
So
just
let me stop you real quick, because a little bit of background is that there's a really cool article on Forbes, and they're talking about how all the different benefits that esports has, right, on today's youth and on the community in itself. And so what they're saying is that there's many different organizations that are trying to implement esports in some capacity. Some are trying to do it through STEM, and some are trying to do it through varsity sports. And so that's kind of where, you know, what side of the fence are you on? And I know you guys are both real big into esports, as am I. And so I kind of want to just get your thoughts on that. So take the floor.
I'm more so from the perspective that it should be a STEM program. Just because when it comes to sports, especially like high school, you know what? Let's not even go there. We're going to go college. We're going to say college. When it comes to college sports, right? If I am from large university, let's pick one. We'll say UGA, University of Georgia. You know, school like that says, all right, we got an esports team. They're going to be a part of our, varsity sports, right? Basically collegiate sports, NCAA, basically. if the football team has a down year, this will probably never happen, but the football team has a down year and they don't make as much money. School's budget gets tight. The virus, for example. Maybe the football season doesn't get played. Right.
Yep.
We don't have a season, so now we got to work twice as hard to recruit next year. We're going to need money for that kind of thing. We're going to need money for other sports. Basketball's less students, less people in the stands. We can still play that, so we're going to divert all our money there. When the money's lost, I think those guys playing video games are going to be the first ones on the chopping block.
Okay.
And that's how, a school board superintendent most likely is going to see it, because this guy's going to be 50 years old, 60 years old. He or she's going to be the president of, whatever college. She's 70.
Probably play football themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I played, basketball. I ran track.
Right.
What are these kids doing? They're sitting inside playing video games.
Right.
They'll be the first ones cut. But when it's a STEM program, we're not just playing video games. We're working on our memory. We're working on hand-eye coordination. We're learning coding. We're learning programming, things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Future leaders of the world in technology.
Yes. And we should be doing everything we can to get our hands on it.
Right.
Help us,
Right.
And I just believe that a STEM program would have them. They'd be much more likely to get that money from the school or whatever entity.
Yeah, I mean the budget stays the same, or the budget's already allocated to STEM programs. It's just a matter of what programs.
And another thing about STEM programs is what a lot of people don't know. I'm gonna put my mentor hat on here and say, like, a lot of people don't realize there are a ton of STEM programs out there that have a ton of money that does not get spent every year.
Yep.
At all. I think more people should be looking for those pots of money and trying to be varsity esports to become relevant is not the move.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm kind of the opposite of you. I think it should be
varsity sports.
Just because if you think about it, how much money can these teams win? Probably a bigger pot of money, I would think. I mean, I never did sports in high school, but a bigger pot of money than those sports teams, or maybe about the same eventually. Right? And, you have, we're all military here, or veterans, and, we have the Army and the Air Force starting up their esports. And that's a way of them recruiting, right?
Right.
Another segue, another reason, and then you have all these teams, right? I don't think maybe the schools will have their own teams. I think they will recruit from specific, Atlanta Reigns in Atlanta, we're going to have them go to this school in Atlanta and be that team. And they're going to help out with the fundings, right? And I think that would be a way for the schools to get the fundings through those teams, putting them on, helping them recruit in their high school. And I think that's
like AAU.
I think that would be a little bit better as far as funding. I do agree that it would probably be the first to go if funding was low. I mean, I agree with that just because there's a standing. But again, with this whole COVID-19 going on, there ain't no sports going on. This could change. Foreseeable future, who knows? This could change the way we do things in general. So going to sports games might not be possible for a few years. Who knows? And that's another segue that esports can go into. You don't have to be in a room full of people to do esports. You could do a video to make it entertaining. Soccer and football, I mean, you have to have the crowd to make it kind of lively. At least I think so. I'm not a big sports person, but that's why you go and watch those games, is for the atmosphere.
She's right. I do go for the atmosphere.
That's
So I'll say this then, in response to both of you guys. I, in short, agree with with what Verus is saying, and I believe that the effects of esports being a STEM or a varsity sport, um, I think it'll be easier. Well, let me back up. What you presented and articulated was very valid, but I would counter that and say that they're already doing that with First Robotics. First Robotics is a competition where it's a STEM program, and in certain areas, maybe the schools don't have all the money necessary to, one school doesn't have the money necessary to fund a First Robotics program, but maybe 5 schools in the region do. So they make one team from 5 different high schools. And so, if 5 different high schools are kicking you $2,000, right?
And they compete nationally?
And they compete nationally, yeah, based
I
off
didn't
of,
know that.
yeah, and they compete nationally. And then also too, they have within the First Robotics, you have big, DoD contract companies that are sponsoring these teams as well because they're recruiting these teams, whether to be engineers, developers, coders, whatever the case may be. And this is all within the STEM program. I think that in itself is more powerful than saying, hey, because the other part of it too is that when you set these competitions up, if it were me, I would set these competitions up as some type of cup, right? So we play, there's a tennis has cups, I would say, well, it's funny, right? Because of Mario Kart being a game, the whole Mario Kart, how they have cups, and you got to win 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, to actually, and then whoever has the most points tallied up is the winner of that, game, that match. I would set it up something like that, honestly. If I'm being honest, I would say that I really would. I would have some type of cup and have it to where you have to come in and play in the cups, because then that also alleviates the stress of I have to take this esports team and they have to be here right now. Yeah, if you miss it, it may not be best for you in the long run as far as your total points and total scores. But if you're a dope team,
as you need to.
Yeah, you can participate as you need to. And if you're a dope team and you're winning first place, guess what? You're getting 15 points anyway. So you got to place 1 through, 7 in order, 1 through 8 to get points. So all the other schools that are competing, if they're not getting points, your 15 points is still carrying a lot of weight. So I would set it up something like that. And also too, with the military starting to recruit these from starting to use these as recruitment tactics or recruiting tactics. I mean, DoD contract companies are already recruiting from this STEM program in First Robotics or Girls That Code or whatever. So what makes me believe that they're not going to recruit from esports as a STEM program? I feel like the same thing would happen. I mean, we went to DreamHack and we saw literally a booth or an area, a zone, if you will, of college students that said, hey, try my game out. Play my game for free and tell me how it is.
Download it for free. Yeah, download it for free. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're using that same scenario. Who's to say that you can't have an event that's like that? Because really how I looked at that was that, oh man, all of these college kids whose game I sat at to play are all brilliant developers. Maybe they need a job. That's recruitment right there in itself. So I think too, with STEM being what it is, when you think sports, you think, to your point, atmosphere, fun, fandom, whatever. But when you think STEM, you think of engineering, technology, mechanical, mathematics, all these different things that's gonna that coincide with innovative thinking. So I think the atmosphere can be easily fostered and easily established within STEM rather than high school varsity sports. I mean, hell, you mentioned the Verus Dino. They're already practicing for football.
Yeah,
they are already practicing for football, and they're saying, yeah, we're practicing social distancing. How are you practicing social
when
distancing?
you running into each other?
Practicing for football, football's not going anywhere. I mean, if it were the case, the NFL has withstood so much, and people have boycotted it. People were mad. People have done all these different things because they do not like the NFL. And guess what? Every year, the NFL is the highest grossing professional sport. Not even close.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Make a valid point.
At all.
yeah.
It's crazy the numbers.
Mhm.
Crazy the numbers. We ain't gonna dig into that here.
Nah. So that's my take on it. But I liked everything that you guys said. I think this is actually a real compelling discussion, and I'm curious to see what everybody's thinking about it. Drop a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. At whoever it is that you want a response from, we'll be sure to make sure we give you a response. I'm curious to know. Do you guys think it should be a high school varsity sport? If you guys think it should be a STEM program, definitely let us know. But I think we don't have the answers. Hopefully one of us got the answer right. But until then, until it happens, we don't know. Oh, well, yeah. Verus has the answer. Yeah, exactly.
They might be wrong, but they are answers.
You know what? I see what you did there, and I like it. So Dino, get us to something fun. Tell us what's coming up. What's going on in the world?
Well, of course, Last of Us 2 coming out June 19th.
Okay.
With pushback, we're really hyped over it. I don't know if you guys played it. I played the first one. I didn't play the DLC, which I should. I know. I just think it's gonna be really good. The graphics are amazing. I don't know if you saw the PS5 graphics yet. That was something put out, and I saw that and I was like, dang, it's gonna be.
So I have a confession. Can I? Is this a safe room?
You're in the trust tree.
Is this the trust? Is this a trust circle? Can I trust you guys?
Trust tree. Yeah, you're in the trust tree.
Okay. I have Last of Us, and I've had it for maybe like 2 years now, and I have not turned that game on. I don't even think it's booted up on my system. But
I've been there.
That's all I want to say. That is all I want to say. You may continue. Don't, this is a trust tree, so
you're better than when it comes to doing things that we tell him he should do or watch.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But, I know exactly what you mean.
Anyway,
we're gonna get back to that again. All right.
Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remasters is coming out. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. It's going to come out for September.
Okay.
Wait.
Mark it on your calendars, everybody.
And then we have, of course, the Avengers.
Oh, man, I'm ready for that one.
Avengers coming out, and that's going to be the same day, I believe, actually. So I'm ready to make my little
as what
and get in there.
I'm sorry, it's the same day as what?
Of Tony Hawk. I think it's 4 September. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I know which one I'll be.
That might push the sales of Tony Hawk down a little bit. I think so, because I think a lot.
Not for me.
Yeah, not for you, but for me, I'm gonna be up in there playing Avengers. I know Clark's gonna be in there with me. We're gonna, build our little team up. Have a little team.
Like I said, you guys let me know what it's like, and then I'll make a decision after that.
Always.
I am hoping this game is as good as I think it might be. It's funny. No one's hyping this game up. It's just me. So if it's a complete letdown, if it's a complete letdown, it's only on me.
Every opinion I've seen of it is very like.
Weren't you talking was it a couple days ago? You were talking about the different months and the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your month is your character you're born in or something like that.
Yeah. Listen. I'm not gonna continue to hype it up because I like I said, no one's hyping it up, but I just have a feeling.
I hope you're right, man, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be like it. It depends. If you're disappointed, I may find humor in that. Because I'm like, I don't know why he had this high opinion to begin with, but at the same time, as a very dear friend, my heart will hurt as yours hurts.
It's completely self-inflicted. I am fully aware that.
Yeah, that's why it's funny.
I am fully aware.
I'll be right there with them. I think it's gonna be something. I think it's.
Yeah, but see, you haven't talked about it the way he has.
True.
I'm
And
excited.
That's very true.
if it,
But
I'm
you know,
just gonna say,
another
I
game, big
disappoint
game coming out.
but sometimes.
Fiber. What?
I said I don't wish for anyone's disappointment, but sometimes it's funny. It's like you just nil. But I hope it is good, because if it is, then I might get it too.
Yeah,
I do love Avengers.
yeah. I
So.
think that's where the excitement comes from.
But me personally, when I think of that, Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. Great.
Mm-hmm.
If they do that again, then I'm with it. A version of that. Something that good. That's all I'm saying. Something that good.
Right.
Oh, it doesn't have to be that. Just that good.
Right.
They do that in that same universe, I can live with that. If it's not, I'm going to have to throw them in the bucket with every other movie turned video game.
Yeah. I'm gonna save that comment. I'm gonna save my comment for later. I'm gonna let Dino finish.
Okay. Was it Cyberpunk?
Yep. First off, that's John Wick. But see, I don't need to be excited for that game.
That's Neo.
I don't need to be excited for that game though, because they've done an excellent job of driving that excitement. So I don't need to. Like I'm expecting great things.
Yeah. Same.
I don't believe I'll be disappointed with that, just because it's CD Projekt Red, and I thought Witcher was just so good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I can only assume that they could do it again.
Yep.
That's it for games, but as for anime and stuff like that. So as far as that goes, Attack on Titan, I'm really excited about coming out this fall. Really excited about that.
I was actually really, at one point, I remember asking my wife, I said, hey, I think it was after season 2. I said, how many seasons do you think they can really get out of this?
That's what I've been trying to figure out.
And I said, you know what? I don't think I'll be down to watch this, for, 10, 20 seasons. Like it can't be a One Piece.
There's the potential to drag it out. There's a lot of potential to drag it on way too.
And the fact that this is the last season, I have to say, I'm kind of sad. I think I could have done another season. I don't know. What do you think, Dino?
I think 4 is good. 4 is a good number.
You think so?
I think it's gonna be good. Hopefully, it's not gonna be a short season. I think
because that's what they do. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to be a short season, like you just mentioned. That's what makes me sad.
But all good things must come to an end eventually. You can keep going on and on like some of these, anime or anime adaptations.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, Inuyasha.
Yeah, I'm not.
10 years.
It's not doing it for me.
Listen, man. What? Okay. Did you like the first Inuyasha?
Yeah, I did, but somebody said that it might be like Boruto, and that's just like.
No, I said it has the vibes because it's following the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I want to also
could
touch
suck.
on Avatar.
Okay, you got my attention again.
Avatar just came out on Netflix, and it's top 1 or 2 right now. And it's been, it was a Nickelodeon, whatever, on Nickelodeon. I wouldn't per se it was an anime, but I put it in that category because of the storyline in the comics.
I think it's an anime.
With this live action adaptation they're doing, I think it's gonna be way better than movies in the past that we have.
Listen, man, we do not talk about that movie. Don't give it publicity.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it.
Well, you might as well bring up the other great live action adaptation. Since you brought that one up, go ahead. Bring up the other great one.
What other great one?
Dragon Ball Evolution. That movie was
Oh.
Why are
amazing.
y'all talking about this stuff? I don't
I
understand.
wasn't a fan of
Why are
that.
y'all bringing this crap up? No one should even know about it. You've just educated
Oh.
at least 10 more
It's
people
hard. It's
about
hard
garbage.
to do adaptions, and
Don't watch it. Don't
Yeah,
watch it. Save your
it's
eyes. Don't
hard.
watch it.
it can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done because in other countries they have this live theatrical Naruto, and that was really good.
Every good play doesn't make a good movie.
Can I be honest? The more that they mention Boruto, and by they I mean someone in particular, the more I dislike Naruto. Like,
Whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a
no,
minute.
no,
Let's
nope.
calm down.
Nope. I've opened
Now,
this can of worms and I'm going to go for it.
Have you read the manga?
No, I have not because I'm completely torn. Listen. I don't disagree with you, but I am completely off the bandwagon because of the whole Boruto thing. Now that I'm off the bandwagon, it allows for me to look at Naruto with clear lenses. And that show should not have been called Naruto. It should have been called Kakashi. Because Kakashi had a much better story than Naruto.
And probably actually the main character, if not Itachi.
Yeah.
I
mean,
can agree
Call
with
it
that.
call it Itachi. I don't care.
I can get with that.
You
I can
know,
get with that.
Like
I can get with that.
You can call it either or, but Naruto though, oh man, the writing for him is so bad. It's so bad. Listen. The more you go into the Boruto thing, and
Without the surrounding characters, Naruto would have sucked.
listen,
True.
the fact that
I can agree with that.
He
I
was
can
a little
agree with that.
annoying.
Because
The
he's
fact-
cool, but without, if there was no Sasuke, no one would be interested in this idiot.
no,
And fun fact, right? It was supposed to be a samurai, I think, or it was supposed to be about magic school or something like that, and they had to change it. So they changed it to, the ninja and what we know now.
that is a
Really?
fun fact. So can I add something else too? The other thing too that I would like to add is the fact that the third Hokage saw his parents die, right? He was there. The blood splattered on his face, right? and the dying words of his mom and the fourth Hokage was, please take care of our son. So he says, and I'm paraphrasing here, he says, I got you, right? And he then takes Naruto. How did he end up homeless? Well, I'm sorry, not homeless. It was pretty much damn near close to being homeless, but alone, where no one cared for him, and he lived off of instant ramen. Like,
And the crazy part is everybody knew Kakashi was just, everybody knew, and we're just like, we're just gonna let him be by himself.
But that's why he was looking for trouble.
Everybody knew.
Did all that
Everybody.
troublemaking.
But it makes no sense though. Why? And then it's not even like they were like, please don't tell Naruto that I was his dad. This man had no idea his dad was the fourth Hokage.
And then they always kicking that we're a village shit around to him, and he seems like the only one who actually gives a damn about the village. I agree. He don't make the show good.
No.
I agree.
No.
I agree with that.
I'm telling you. But you know what though? And you know what though? I have to thank Boruto because he's the reason why I have this clear vision now. Because without that show, I used to defend Naruto. I did. I used to defend them wholeheartedly. But between Boruto and Shinobi Striker, that game was, oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh.
I will stand on this hill with you and die there, and I dare anyone to tell us otherwise because I'm with you on this.
Childhood, I will always stick by Naruto, and I believe that maybe it was prolonged. There's too many fillers, like other anime, blah blah blah. But
that's on the
point
short list.
Yeah,
My point
yeah.
My point is
The
going
filler
back
was whack.
to
But you know what? You know, I haven't ever heard it come from this perspective before. And this is I damn it, man.
my point is, right, the
Mhm.
Baruto you watch is not, half of it's not canon. The manga is really good. They did a really good job. They're still going. If you read the manga, you would be all for Baruto. It's more adult like, I feel,
Mhm.
than the child version they're
Mhm.
trying to go for with Baruto. Not as annoying, things like that.
Yeah.
But I just think the whole point of saying Baruto is I hope Inuyasha is not like Baruto.
You know, I appreciate you for bringing this back to Inuyasha because the minute Inuyasha came up, I thought Boruto, and that's what got me on that rant. I apologize. Inuyasha. This is about Inuyasha, not Boruto. But
Inuyasha.
yikes.
I never understood how people throw those two letters together.
Mhm.
But it's okay. It's Inuyasha.
But
We'll get it.
you know, I have high hopes for this. But again, I just hope it's not like Naruto. It sounds like it's gonna be the same storyline of following them, blah blah blah. And when we go back to Avatar and Korra,
Mhm.
I like Korra because it wasn't, Aang kids that they were following. It followed a different storyline. They mentioned them. They
I
were
liked Korra. I'm in the camp that like Korra too.
I think it was better.
It wasn't as good as the first one.
No,
Wasn't
of
as
course
good as
not.
Last Airbender, but it wasn't bad.
Look at him. You got that.
I
You got
think
that face. Look at that face.
I
Go ahead,
I,
say something. What are you trying to say?
I
I
muted
mean
myself because I want to let you get through it because I don't want to address core right now.
because he's like everyone else who thinks it was just so bad. Did you actually watch it? It had bad moments.
Yeah, agreed.
But I believe that was because we did not like Korra's personality. But I believe that that's also what made it good.
In the scheme of things, I believe she was one of like the first, bisexual, lesbian characters.
Was that like
Hinted.
confirmed? Because she
It was
might not
hinted
have been.
sometimes in the
She might
comments
just
she made.
lesbian.
I don't think it was confirmed. It was hinted, and she was a strong female lead. You know what I mean? Like. So I think that's what they're going for. The opposite of the last Airbender. They're going for a more female strong lead, and that's what Inuyasha's doing. It's gonna be a female, right? So it's gonna be. That's all those Miyazaki movies. That's why I love them. They're all female leads. Look at him. What is he doing? Go ahead, speak. You have the floor.
No, I will not. Please continue.
No, go ahead. This is why
I'm
we
interested
have
to hear what he
these
has to say.
conversations.
No, it's okay. We can talk offline. I don't want the fans to think I'm some savage on a rant about Boruto and Legend of Korra. So I'm gonna keep these comments to myself. Can I just rate the Legend of Korra like 1 to 10, please?
Sure.
Let's rate them all.
4.
We just need Legend of Korra. Legend of Korra, 1 to 10.
4.
A 4.
What about you? Got a little thinking bubble up there.
Yeah, because I like to think back on the full story of it. I'm not giving it a 10. I'd give it maybe like a 6.
Oh gosh.
A 6 maybe. Maybe, but I can't give it less than a 5. I thought it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. I once after the whole Amon thing, and then we got into the second season, and they kind of started going, into the spirit realm a little bit more, and like made that more of a focus. I realized, I was like, something, and as reckless as Korra was, I was like, you know what the problem here is? I'm trying to make her seem like Aang, and she's not. Let's just move past that. And once I did, I was like, this isn't a bad show.
So I give it a 7. I give it a 7. Mostly because, some of the points you brought up, that I do believe that some of the story could have been better. But again, she's not like Aang. She's different. And she's a waterbender, and she's headstrong. She had all the elements going on when she was like, what, 4 or 5?
6.
She knew she
But see,
was
they also
Avatar.
address all of that, and that was why I said it's not bad, because as the show went on, they continued to address the differences between her and Aang. How they once Tenzin talked to her about how like Aang had trouble with earthbending, right? Because she had a hard time with airbending. Yeah. And then, these things got explained. If you paid attention to the first Avatar, it was explained by Roku how they're all different. I'm just saying, if you take the I want it to be Aang against the Fire Lord out of it, it's not a bad show.
Yeah, and I do believe, I don't know if you ever read the comics.
I didn't want it to be Aang against the Fire Lord, though. I just wanted it to be a good show.
This coming from the person excited about the Amazon games. Fuck out of here.
We can all have our opinions. We're all here for,
I'm not gonna ask the comments because they're gonna say Korra was terrible. I know what the internet thinks. I don't care. They're wrong. And if they all watched it without being just such subjective jerks, maybe they'd realize it wasn't that bad. And the bending was cool.
Yeah. And I liked how they, went to the
Oh
future.
my gosh. He's like, what did you expect? After 70 years, everything be the same?
Right.
I don't understand.
Life change.
I don't understand people's beef with this show.
Now, what I do think, though, is that they should adapt the comics after,
Yeah, that should have been done first.
I think that should have been done first.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know why they chose not to do that, but.
That should have been done first. But
regardless,
we'll make sure that in our next episode, on our next cast, we'll do a full breakdown of why I have tribes with Naruto and Boruto, and we will do a full breakdown of why I don't like Legend of Korra.
But you know what? I might even watch Legend of Korra again before we do that, just so that I can go into this for sure feeling the way I think I do, because I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. Yeah. Avatar was great. Avatar gets a 12 out of 10 in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just finished.
That's it. I give it a 20.
Shit, I can keep going.
Yeah.
But
Inuyasha. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Yeah, back to what we were originally talking about. Yeah, like I said, I think that we'll see what they do with it and the stories that it has. I want to see what the actual anime is going to look like, everything like that, and I just hope they don't go down the same route as Boruto. That's all.
Is it the same studio making it? Like the same
I'd have to look
animation?
into it, but I believe it.
I don't know.
So.
Okay.
I just know that they put out an artwork of 3 different characters and some explanation of what they're gonna look like, But.
I gotcha.
All
so
right.
What else is popping in the anime world? Is that it as far as animes?
And then as far as recent ones that I've been watching, Tower of God. It's.
Yeah. I've heard some good things about that one. I'm actually trying to watch that one eventually.
Definitely. And the music. I run to the music. The music as Crunchyroll.
Yeah, she's going to give me her Crunchyroll password.
Hey, I'll give it to you.
We want Crunchyroll sponsorships. We want Crunchyroll sponsorships.
You say that on here? Can we say that on here? Psych, we're just kidding. We're just kidding. We don't share passwords. Don't share passwords.
Yeah, we want you guys to sponsor us so we can stop sharing the password.
Just cut that part out.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let us know if you guys share passwords in the comments below.
Yeah, so everybody can get blocked.
Matter of fact, and while you're at it, send us the passwords and the login that you share passwords to so we can verify.
Also, everybody put their first elementary school in the comments as well.
Right?
Any of those Any of those security
Oh,
questions,
gosh,
whatever.
And then the last thing I gotta say is Demon Slayer. The train arc is coming out soon.
I'm
The
excited.
movie.
Mhm.
Can't wait to see that.
I'm
But
excited about that. I share your excitement in that one. I do.
I think it's gonna be. I read the manga. I will say I read it, but I think they're doing it smart and they're making it into a movie. I think that golden. But
I
that's all
think a
got.
lot of people. I think a lot of people are kind of, and I'm not sure if Super was like the first ones to do this or not, but it seems like a lot of people are following in that path of releasing a movie that is actually canon to what's going on in the mangas to
It
tell
seems
that
like
story.
Super was the first time I had ever seen that.
Yeah, with like the Battle of Gods and then Resurrection Frieza, and then now most recently the Broly movie. Because even with My Hero, I believe they said that the two My Hero movies. I know the second one for sure is canon, but they said the
last one
first
was,
one I
Great
think
movie.
was
Great movie, by
canon.
the way. Go watch it. I mean, they
I'm
can't really watch
buying
it.
it. I am buying
buying
it
it
when
too.
it comes out.
Oh yeah, when it comes
Yeah.
out, I don't know why they haven't released it with
I
this.
can watch a movie. Yeah, maybe I'll watch.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't. You can't. You can't.
I won't know enough.
Yeah.
It won't make
Yeah.
sense.
It'll spoil a lot of stuff for you.
Like we said in the beginning, right? Someone here.
Has not
Someone here.
has not experienced the joys of My Hero. But it's okay though, because now that Dino has told us all the great things we have to look forward to, we're going to give the floor to my boy Verus, the one who has not seen My Hero, and let him take it away.
All right, man. I don't have much else, but I want to say thank you to everybody for taking the time and watching us today, spending a little time with us. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is go ahead and check out Gamers Vote. Go there, register to vote, make your voice heard. Catch you guys next time.
Later, everybody. Deuces.